Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study topic tissue. We have studied about the cells in our previous class. That cells are the basic structural, functional, and fundamental unit of life. Today we are going to just study how does these cells come together to make a structure which is called as a tissue. But here what is happening? These cells, that is group of cells, are performing a specific function. We can study it from here. A group of cells that are specialized to perform a particular function forms a tissue. This definition we have, there is a group of cell which is performing a specific function that is called as a tissue. Classification of tissue, now we are going to see that into how many parts the tissue is divided. Before proceeding it, let us see various tissues. Here we can see this leaf, how much tender tissues it is having. It is group of cells only, tissue which is performing a specific function. What could be the function of the leaf? The function of this leaf, it is green in color, so obviously it would be doing process of photosynthesis. Another tissue, all of you can see this bark of the tree, which is a bit stiff and it is providing that strength to this plant. Another tissue all of you can see in this brinjal plant, where what does this tissue is doing? It is doing certain function, that is the storage of food. We all just ate this brinjal. After seeing so many tissues, let us see into how many categories it can be divided. If these tissues are found in plant, then these are called as a plant tissue. But if these are found in animals, these are called as a animal tissues. There are certain features in this plant and animal tissue. Plant tissue, as I have shown you, it is supportive, which provides strength. It is given here. While in animal tissues, they perform so many functions. Like I can give you the example. If I'm talking about tissues which are present in your skin, what they are doing, these tissues are just providing you protection also, and these are what they are just releasing sweat also to balance the temperature in your body. And if I'm just talking about the tissues which are found inside your mouth, they are helping in digestion of food by secreting salivary amylase enzyme which digests the starch. So many functions are there. In plants, most of the tissues are dead, as I have shown you that bark of the plant, no? So these are dead, that's why they provide more mechanical strength. That's why you have just seen that plants can survive for so many years. One of the best example is that big tree of tulle plant, which is found in Mexico. That is supposed to be having age of 4,500 years to 5,000 age, itna purana years. In animals, while most of the tissues are living in our body. Plants, have you ever seen plant taking to be umbrella in rainy season, or wearing sweater in the winter season, or just putting AC on during the summer season? No. Why? Because most of the tissues are dead, that's why they require less maintenance. While in case of, if I'm just talking about animals, so we need more maintenance, whether it's domestic or it's that wild animals. They all just look after during adverse condition, they all hide themselves, they all go in search of food, so they need more maintenance as compared to plants. Some are meristematic. In plants, some tissues are there which can grow throughout their life, that's why they are called as a meristematic. These are such tissues which can grow for a longer period of time, and we can say for throughout the life also. While in case of animals, growth occurs only for a limited period of time. They cannot grow forever like in plants. Now let us see how many types of tissues are there in plants. It could be of two kind of, meristematic and the permanent tissue. What are meristematic tissue? What are permanent? We will see it further. Meristematic tissue is further divided into apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem, while permanent tissue is further divided into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. In simple permanent tissue, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and protective tissues are there, while in complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloems are there. In the same way, animal tissues are also broadly classified. Some are mentioned here, and rest I'll explain you later on. Like epithelial, muscular, connective, neural tissues are there, nervous tissues. Epithelial tissue is further divided into squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, ciliated epithelial tissue, and glandular epithelial tissue. Now we are going to understand types of plant tissues, meristematic tissues. Feature of meristematic tissues are that they can divide continuously. These are continuously dividing cells. These are small and their structure is isodiametric. Nucleus is large because it has to go the continuous division. So nucleus, genetic material is found inside that, and it has to just perform all the function of cell division. Vacuoles are absent. The function of vacuoles are, you all know, as you have studied in previous class, storage. So here there is no that much function of vacuoles. That's why vacuoles are absent in this meristematic tissues. While if I'm talking about permanent tissues, they do not divide, just vice versa, uska just opposite, do not divide continuously. Cells are variable in size. In permanent tissues, the cells have different shapes. They can be oval, they can be having different shapes in that. Nucleus is there in them also, but small in size, and vacuoles are present in them in abundant. Again, the division is there which we have studied previously.